Game number 2 currently underway. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map is going to be the green Terran player from AT Gaming. It's uThermal, leading the series 1-0 currently.
In the upper left, as the red Protoss, it's Dignitas's Bling.
So there's two big things I think that went wrong for Bling that game. One was very clearly that Widow Mine shot. That was just, if you're a Terran player, fantastic. If a Protoss, devastating. But also his Blink build was revealed pretty quickly. Now, it's one thing to say in the claim, like, okay, maybe he was going for an all-in, maybe he was forced into it as a result of the Widow Mine shot. Either way, before that Widow Mine even went down, uThermal saw the Chrono Boost on that Twilight Council, and he was going to be prepared for that, whether it was bunkers, defensive Widow Mines, or just positioning. So, on two very major accounts, Bling gets his tech path scouted and damage done to the workers. And I gotta be honest, as messy as the end of that game looked for him, it was really his only choice. That being said, Iron Fortress is a different map, and we've constantly talked about how thirds are almost impossible to take on this map, especially in these spawn locations. You either take one that's so far away as a Protoss player, is just asking to be dropped, or you take one over here that is asking for the Terran player to abuse the ledge for. Either way, you're not gonna have a great time, and I can't help but wonder if Bling, you know, maybe save the Blink all in for a map like this instead, you know? Not map number 1.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there aren't really any great... Well, there's Van Eye, I guess. That's pretty good Blink all in. But that's basically it, right? Iron Fortress has basically one ledge you can kind of abuse. Yeah,
I mean, like, as far as terrain goes, I agree. But it's been a long time since we've had, like, the really bad maps for it. I think you could kind of argue that a good player with the skills could make Blink all-ins work on any map. But, yeah, you're right. Like, default terrain, easy mode, I think Van Eye is the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. As far as what else he can do, well, he already revealed that he's not basically proxying. He's not trying to get ahead in the early game to make up for what is going to be a tough mid-late game, getting the third base. And uThermal's got to be feeling pretty good scouting the one gas. And one gas doesn't necessarily mean they don't have it somewhere. Like, you're ready to go for when it's on 2 bases, because oracles can happen at any time. There should be like a workers, like, you know, like PSA poster up for oracles. Remember, guys, oracles can happen at any time.
I feel
like
like
be scouting.
I feel like that would be one of those like really old-timey war posters too, like just the style. Like that woman with the bandana on, like flexing her muscle, but instead it's like an oracle for her face.
Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So that's what the SCV is bothering to scout. Plus, even if it isn't an oracle, you know, the proxy pylon going down early for what is a very quick, like, 4-gate even, you know, it's not something we typically see against Terran, can be really good. Like, if that Reaper died immediately, like, you really mess up the control. Suddenly a lot of things are now available, but as long as that's alive and the SimCity not too fantastic against the Reaper, then, you know, it's going to be very difficult to do anything that's all in.
Very funny choice was just made. It was either kill some probes in the main or go get 1 or 2 in the natural. It was getting a little bit low. Can still get out of here alive, which is really funny. But Bling had tried to put his workers back on the... I've done this before too. You try to put them on the similar, but you had attack moved or whatever, so started attacking it, which is kind of cute to watch. However, it is worth noting, and I don't know if this is an accident or on purpose, his gas intake fairly low, but incredibly precise, 2 and 1.
Oh, no, I think it's a mistake.
I kind of feel like too, because he's pulling probes all over the place. But still, I'm shocked to see this one Reaper do so much damage. And a big part of this is just Bling chose not to build behind the mineral lines entirely. I mean, we've got this portion over here, but classically speaking, we see a lot of players put their buildings behind the middle part of the mineral line to prevent this from happening. I mean, it's a lot of scouting, sure, but it's 4 kills on top of this. This Reaper's gotten away with way more in the early game than he should have.
Oh my god, he's going to go for a Blink all in. That's
the push. Now, it's actually pretty good here, because Bling could have very irritatingly... oh, I didn't even realize it's down here.
Yeah.
Could have very irritatingly popped that overcharge to deal with the Reaper, and if he did, he wouldn't have this for the Marines, but the Marines still walk right past that overcharge up to the main. One of my shot goes off on not too much. 1 kill, single kill. But this other one can be really good. Probs either get pulled to the natural base right over it. They kill Stalker. That's going to work out too.
This is already going really, really poorly. He's starting an all-in where you want to be at a really set amount of probes to get the most out of it without, you know, getting too many and going to a macro game, right? By already getting, like, that kid, like, down to 28. Somebody actually died. 9 doesn't seem like, you know, in a regular game you'd be like, okay, that's recoverable with, like, maybe a couple of good blinks, but it's getting worse and worse.
It's not, because he doesn't have detection.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. He didn't go for a macro build. So This is kind of over already. I mean, like, there's a chance he pushes in with a blink and does something, but there's not even a proxy pylon, so it'll only be the 5 stalkers he has.
Right, it's going to be one base. That's, I think, the keyest thing above all else. Like, there's only going to be one base for this attack.
Didn't even blink out of the range of that Widowmine. Like,
I don't think he even realized it was there. He's putting the pylons down, laying on the groundwork for the attack. Follow up again. It's going to be one base mining. Widowmine's going to deny mining on this base for so long. This is so bad for Bling, and the worst part is he's forced into this. There's no, okay, you know what, I was halfway in, let's just go back out. He has to go with this. He has to make this work. This Widowmine's all over the place. There's no detection for this. Stalker, not too bad with a juke, but...
Interesting choice to go forward, gets both medevacs. That was something that was going to be very helpful for uThermal, but it's still not going to be enough, I think. The bunker's still intact. It's always surprising.
There's nowhere to run to.
Yeah.
The Stalkers are just going to get cornered, and eventually the SCVs would deal with this if the Marines didn't. As they try to walk out of the base, the Woodmines are still waiting for them. He cleans this up. New Stalkers coming in.
The Blink is on cooldown now, so that one did not get in range. But as long as you can keep that bunker alive, and as long as you keep somewhat good SCV count, you have 3 CC now.
Yeah, so 47 workers. He's got mules. There's just no way. The Widowmines on the main have still been going off while this goes on. 11 on one, 4 on the other. No mining outside of gas. I mean, Bling's got fancy footwork, and he's got pretty decent control. But unfortunately, he just doesn't have the macro behind this. No matter how good your micro is, it never makes up for bad macro.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about what Bling did in the second game, it's actually kind of a smart move. You know, hides the gateways for Blink Stalker all in. So it looks exactly like a macro.